Let's see, somebody's here. Hello, and I apologize that we're not ready to go. This school finishes at 3:40. And I'm just playing with the toolbox here, trying to get this on. So my apologies, and I hope we have some teachers here soon. See if I can open up the chat here. Lower third on. Let's close that. I apologize for this. I will clean this up later on after it's done. You can join the Hangout if you want. And that way, if you've got questions, I can answer them while we're waiting for the rest of the teachers to get here. You'll see at the bottom of your screen, I've got the resources that I'm sharing. These are all the how-to type things that we're likely to use today. I'm just going to whip over to another computer because I'm going to do my screen sharing from this computer and try and use the other computer for just kind of a group view. So see how that goes. All right. screen share this one. So if you're out there watching in YouTube land, we had a little bit of a miscommunication on the start time at the school. This school doesn't finish until 3:40, so we're going to hang on for another 15 minutes or so, and I apologize, but we're going to try and get going at 3:45. I know that probably eats into your time, so I will provide the link to the YouTube broadcast when this is complete, and you'll be able to access it then. So if that makes a difference in your life, great, and I hope that's helpful, and I apologize if I've wasted some of your time, and otherwise we'll get going in about 15 minutes. If you are online, you can more than welcome to join in, and I can definitely answer questions while we are waiting. Just shoot me an email so I know who you are. I'm not sure if I can pull you up into the chat here, or you can ask via Google Plus and see if I can get a notification here to bring you into this Hangout on Air. So scott.monahan@wiredsb.ca or monahan.scott@gmail.com if you want to send me a request for an invite. So I see something popping up here. We'll see what this is. And we look a little. All right. Anything here? Nope. Going back to the Hangout. So I need to adjust. That's not bad. That's this one. The other one is that one. This is weird. There's a first time for everything, right? little higher. Remember. Oops. This might work better over here. Good stranger.
I'm still not used to them. I figured that was a row this way.
Oh, yeah.
And four. And then those four
Yeah.
are like solar lights or something. And
Okay.
on dark days they don't turn on, but on bright days they do.
That's weird. Oh, I lost my viewer. Oh, one of them. Who knows? Can't really say as I blame them.
Oh, yes. My phone died, so you won't be able to reach me. I'm staying for a little bit over a meeting, but then I'll be. Pardon? Does your stomach still hurt? I'm in a meeting at work, and then I'll be coming to be able to take up my lessons. I can take this one. Okay, so I'll see you later. Bye. I can plug my charger in.
Oh yeah. Teachers, I wish I knew who you were or how to get you into the broadcast, because I can't tell whether or not you can hear me. I'm guessing you can hear me now, but when I start moving around the room and as other teachers are in here, it would be good to know and get some feedback on how things are going. So I don't think you've got access to a chat. I'm going to look on the event page, see if there's any comments there. And just going to keep on hanging on. See what happens. It'd be embarrassing if I was actually talking to myself right now and I was the only other viewer in here, but that's entirely possible.
Get into the office, please. Thank you. Attention all students, this is the last call for buses. Attention all students, last call for buses, please.
Thank goodness for editing YouTube videos, because otherwise this would be awful. And I apologize if you are out there waiting. Clearly we had some miscommunication about when this was going to start. 2 viewers, woohoo! I'm feeling lucky and also feeling I might disappoint some people. I'm still waiting for the teachers to show up at this school. So, while you are watching what's happening here, I'm just going to give you a couple of links that you can go ahead and use. It'll be the links to the presentation. And that's not very good. So this link here, this bit.ly/blogging101, I'm not even sharing my screen. This will take a little bit of practice. So I'm going to share my screen, internal display, share it, present to everyone. All right, so if you happen to be watching, you will see that I have the link up. This bit.ly/blogging101 camp is a link that will take you directly into this document. From the document, I also have a link to the YouTube channel where this will appear, as well as the presentation that I'm going to pull up today. So that Blogging 101 spot is a good place to begin. And yay, I've got one teacher here. And there's one more coming. And that's what happens when we do things online and we're brave and we try things and see how it goes. It says there's one viewer, but I don't know. It could be my other computer. I have no way of getting feedback really. So, yes. So you can see my microphone here is bumping away.
There's supposed to be more. As I ran down the hall telling them what room we're in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
I apologize.
That's okay.
But don't worry, I have lots of questions.
Awesome.
Not necessarily about blogging.
We'll get through the blogging bits first. I mean, really, if there's only a couple of you, it should go fairly fast.
Yeah, because Marcy's also, she's not 100% new to it. It's set up.
Yeah.
But she doesn't really know what to do and how to do it.
Okay. So, and yours is set up too.
What is
So we aren't going to need to go through setup.
Eli Levy, please report to the office. Eli Levy
Right.
to the office.
We can do set up if we need to.
All right.
We'll go through whatever.
You know what? I'll start on that just to get it recorded, and then we'll go through and answer questions. So, because that'll actually probably make it faster.
Marcy's just bringing the stuff in from private.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so if you are watching, thank you for all your patience. We are going to get started. The two teachers that did show up this evening already have blogs set up, so they've been gracious enough to be patient with me while I will walk you through the initial setup of a blog. So we're going to keep in mind that everything that I'm going to share with you is available on this particular page. So it's the Introduction to Class Blogs with Blogger, bit.ly/blogging101 camp. And you will see, although it looks long, I think it's something like 30 pages, for the most part, it is a ton of screenshots to really help you out as you work your way through your presentation, or through setting up your blog. So I'm going to get started with that now, and hopefully everything goes smoothly. So, and of course,
Please excuse this interruption. We have contractors in the building who will be working on installing the blinds. They will be starting on the second floor. If you have anything on the ledges of the windows, if you can please remove that and put it on the side. We will have them come back to do the first floor next week after school, and we will let you know when that is happening. So I apologize for the short notice, but if you're still here on the second floor, you can move everything from the ledges so they can have access to the windows. Thank you.
All right, so there was our bit of a disaster, and we're still, you guys can talk while I'm doing this. So yeah, the instructions to get to Blogger are at bit.ly/blogging101 camp. There you'll also find the link to this this presentation where I've got all the slides that I'll use today to take you through that process. And actually, I'm not going to take you through the presentation just to respect your time and the teachers who are here. I will do another screencast of that later and add it up to this event page. So flipping over to Google Drive and Blogger, I'm going to sign in on my Google Drive account. So I'm going to assume that anybody watching this video knows how to get to their Google Drive, and that's a good starting point. You can also go ahead and start right at blogger.com. If you are in Google Drive using a Google Apps for Education account, you can click on the app grid, and if you go down, you can click on More, and you should see the link to Blogger, unless it's been disabled in your domain. So I'm going to click on the link to Blogger. It will open up and ask me to sign in again. I'll go ahead and do that. Now the first thing that comes up is a question about how do you want to appear to the students. So you can create a Google Plus profile, which, as a short description, it's kind of like Google's version of Facebook. It's their social media platform. Or you can create a Blogger profile, and that's more limited, and you have a little more control over your appearance there. So if you just want to appear as Mr. or Mrs. someone to your students, your best bet is to just create a limited Blogger profile, and that's what I'm going to do for this demo. So how I want my students to see me, Mr. Monahan, and I will click Continue to Blogger. So you come to your Blogger home screen, and you've got no blogs now. What you're going to do is click on Create a New Blog. And you'll see that I'm getting this warning that it's managed by teachlearncollaborate.ca, so that's my domain. If you're in a Google Apps for Education domain, you'll get the same kind of warning. If you're using your Gmail account, you won't get that warning. So I'll call this blog Mr. Monahan's Class, and Mr. Monahan, we'll call it Demo 123. At blogspot.com. So I'm getting a notification this blog address is available. I'm going to start with a simple template. You can pick the ones you'd like. Just be aware that some of the fancier templates may not work well on older browsers. So I've chosen simple. I've got my title, my address, and I'm going to create my blog. Actually, while I'm talking about the address, if you have a really common last name like Smith or something like that, you may want to put in your school initials in that URL for your blog. That's what you'll share with students and parents so that they're able to visit your blog. So I'm going to click on Create Blog, and Blogger will do its thing, and look at that. I've got a new blog with a little note here. Your blog has been created. Start posting. I'm going to dismiss that. If I click on the link, it brings me to the control panel. I'll probably call this the back end, the design view for my blog, and it brings me to the dashboard. So right off the bat, I want to view my blog and see what it looks like. And right now there's nothing here. Now what's important to remember is that if you aren't signed into Blogger and you come to your blog page, what you will see is something like this, which will appear soon. So you'll see your class, your title. So I've got my URL here, Monahan demo123.blogspot.ca, but I can't add any new posts. I can't do anything to my blog. So what I want to make sure is that I go ahead and sign in to Blogger. That's up in the top right, and I'll put in my password. All right, so I'm back into Blogger. I'm going to my class, and I'm back at the dashboard. Now, a couple of things to get you going right off the bat. To write a blog, you're going to click on the pencil, and that will bring you into a basic blog posting page. You do need to put in the title of your post, so this is my first post. How very exciting. And it's as simple as that. I click publish, and I should get a notification here in a moment that it has been posted. I can click on view the blog, and there I see it. So that's all it takes to get you going, but now we'll dig into some of the details to help you use this effectively. So I've just jumped between tabs. If I want to do that from my blog, I click on the design button here, and that will take me to the back end again and put me into the template. So the first thing I want to look at, down the left side, you've got all these options. I want to look at settings because we want to control the privacy of your blog. So if I ever want to change the title of my class, if I had something like Mr. Monahan's 5-6 class this year, and next year I'm teaching grade 7, I could do that here. My description, I could say the school I'm at, York Region Public School. So this blog is listed on Blogger and visible to search engines, and I think that's...
Neil, can you call extension 180, please? Neil Rochford, call 180, please.
So this blog is listed on Blogger and visible to search engines, and I think that's important because students and parents may not always remember the URL for your blog. So that's a good thing to leave it public. You also have the ability to add other blog authors here. So if you have a teaching partner who you want to be able to post to the blog, or if you want to assign a student to post homework to the blog, you can simply click on Add Authors and put in another email address and invite those authors. Those authors will have to have access to their Gmail account so they can receive that message. And you'll notice that this blog is public. And again, you want to leave your blog public to prevent parents, allow parents to access it without putting in a password. If there's anything you can do that will prevent parents from reading any content that you put online, it is having them require their students' username and password to view their blog. So that's it for the basic settings. I'm going to move on to posts and comments because this is the one where we really want to pay attention. The posts we can just leave as it is, but the comment function, most teachers that I work with want that disabled. So when you look here, we're going to go through like the multi-step, make it impossible for anyone to actually put anything on your blog without your permission. So comment location, we're going to hide it. So they're not going to see that they have the ability to comment on the blog. Who can comment? We'll say only members of this blog. Right now, if you're just setting up your blog, you are the only person with access to it, so you would be the only person commenting. Comment moderation, always. So if anybody was able to add a comment, you would have to approve it before it could appear publicly on the blog. Okay, once all those are done, I'm just going to click Save Settings, and we should be good. Mobile and email, I don't think we need to touch. Nope, don't worry about that. Language and formatting. The only thing that you might want to change here is your time zone. So you'll notice it's placed me in the middle of the Pacific Ocean somewhere. I want to go to GMT -5, looking for Toronto in this list. There it is. But you'll choose a time zone that is appropriate for you. You can check the formats of dates, etc. I'm going to go with the AM PM and AM PM. Can I do that here? There we go. And again, I will save settings, search preferences, don't need to worry about, and other. If you ever wanted to delete your blog, this is the page that you would come to. So under settings, then other, and you would choose delete blog. So that's it for the settings. The next thing that we want to look at is the layout of your blog. So if you pop up a couple of spots, you will see you've got this blog layout. One of the most powerful things that you can do with your blog is to set it up to allow parents the ability to sign up by email. A lot of us want to push parents to different social media like Twitter or Google Plus or whatever we find really useful for ourselves. But at least in the case of Canadian parents, the best two places to reach them are actually by email and on Facebook. A lot of teachers aren't comfortable with Facebook, so I'm going to walk you through the steps of setting up an email subscription gadget that will allow parents to put in their email address, and you can fire off an email right about dinner time so that it shows up on their mobile phone. So I'm going to click on Add a Gadget, and I'm going to click on the plus button beside followed by email, and that will add it. I'm not going to worry about touching this. What I do want to do is click on this View Stats and Learn More, because that's going to allow me to set the time that my blog posts are emailed out. So click on View Stats and Learn More. And oh darn, I have not set up Feedburner. All right. So that's what happens when you do that. However, what we can do is we can come on over to this particular one, feedburner.com, and I can walk you through this process. You guys can interrupt me too, because part of this is I want to catch questions. So I know you've probably got most of this done. Yep. So Feedburner is a tool from Google that lets you manage different RSS feeds. So people who are managing business blogs would use it to track who's reading their blog, other kinds of publicity things and sharing features that you can't necessarily get access to with your normal, blogger tools. But what we're going to do, and this is a part that I couldn't do from my other account, is set up the email subscription. And I'll also show you how you can remove parents at the end of the year. So it was Mr. Monahan demo 123.blogspot.ca.
It's already there.
Yep.
That's good.
Yep. Now you might want to follow the steps that I'm doing just to check and see that you've got the timing set up properly. So we get in here, and this is where you probably, let's keep going here. There we go. This is the point that I should have been brought to here when I clicked on Manage My Feed. So View Stats and Learn More should have actually brought me over to something like this. So if you got here, the next thing you want to do is click on Publicize. Is that working for the two of you?
No, don't publicize.
All right, let's take a look. That's okay. You've got your blog here, so is that the same one?
Yeah.
Okay, so just go ahead. So is delivery time zone. So I am in Central Time, Eastern Time now. Schedule email delivery. So one of the things that I found is that the email comes out about a half an hour after the blog. Useful to set it for 5 p.m. because what that does is it gives me some time at the end of the school day to update any of my blog posts, share any information that I might have up. Monahan says you have a science project that's due in a couple of weeks and you're working with Johnny on it. So how's that going? Anyway, once you've made those changes, click on Save, and you can basically close that tab. How's yours now?
I got it.
You got it? Okay. And times are okay?
Yes.
Mine is slowly saving. Now, any parent can unsubscribe from the email updates at any time, but if you wanted to clean house, as it were, at the end of the school year, you could go ahead and click on Subscription Management. And I seem to be, am I dropping my wireless connection? Because that would really be awkward when I'm doing a Hangout On Air.
I have fallen off.
Yeah. Looks like I'm okay. I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. Hope things are going to keep working. So email list. at the end of the year. So right now I have no subscribers, so I don't have any options to see who they are or remove them from my blog. Okay. Get a message that asks them to verify, basically one of those CAPTCHAs. They want to follow. You So if you add multiple tabs, at the link list, you can add the links to the things that your students would be going to on a regular basis. So I'm going to click on plus, and this one will be um, look in there from links, any of those gadgets that I want to right from the main page. Other things that you will want to do right off the bat are perhaps make your blog look a little bit prettier. So of images, and it will pick a color scheme that works with it right away, and it will suggest other color schemes as well if the one that it chooses by default isn't to your liking. So So and then I chose one of the simple ones, and I clicked Apply to Blog. But you can also click on Customize, and as long as our internet is working, that should allow you to quickly see a variety of layouts and templates that might work for you. That makes sense? To get the different backgrounds, up on the left side here, I'm clicking on Background, and there are literally hundreds of different pictures that you can choose from. And
So this is what I had been working with.
yep.
Okay, but when I go back there.
So you click here. No problem. So I'm going to say apply that to the blog. I'll stick with something different. Again, lots and lots of ways that you can play in here. I would stick with the simple layout and just change the customization, the color, the scheme, pictures, etc. You can play with the widths and the layout of your blog. More than welcome to. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, just letting you know that that's a great place to go play. If you really want to get fancy and play with all your different fonts, you can go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go back to Blogger and just take a look at my blog to make sure it looks the way I'd like it to. Maybe the next thing to do is to take a look at a new post, unless there's something I'm missing that you can think of. Or what do you guys want to do? Because I don't want to waste all your evening too with stuff you already know.
The calendar, I want to make sure that because I did upload the calendar and it's a separate page or tab.
Separate calendar. I know what you mean. So we can do that. Okay. So, really fantastic idea is to use your blog and combine it with your Google Calendar. So to do that, I'm going to flip over to my Google Drive and open up a Google Calendar. And I'll go next, and I'll just close that because I think I know what I'm doing here. Now, really important to notice that if you go with your default calendar, it's your personal calendar. What you're going to want to do is create a new calendar just for your class. So we'll name this calendar Mr. Monahan's class. Note that the time zone is correct. And I'm going to make this calendar public. So this is so that parents and students can view this calendar and I can embed it easily in my blog. Let me know if I need to pause, because this is about you guys too.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry.
That's okay. No.
I was trying to get my way back to.
That's okay.
Where I'm supposed
Don't worry. I can clean this all up later. So this is not just about me doing the YouTube show.
Okay, so here I am in what I've got going on so far. So I want to go back to design to add a calendar.
Yes. Okay. And you're going to want to just come over here to Google Docs, and we're going to go over to
This one?
your grid and choose calendar. Okay. And just click on the down arrow beside sorry, not the one beside my calendar.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm guessing, do you have a class calendar, or do you want to share your Anne Frank calendar? Or both?
I will want to do. I will want to do a class.
Do class calendar? You can put the Anne Frank one in too. Okay. So you're going to follow the exact same steps that I am.
Okay.
I see you've got an Anne Frank calendar shared with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Other calendars.
But I don't know if I want to publish that. Okay, that's it.
Oh, it's not a community calendar?
No.
Okay.
Is that just that?
I think this one's just.
Okay.
Pilots on EQA.
Okay, maybe not.
Okay. So I'm going to start again at right from making a calendar. So you get into the calendar, click on the arrow to the left of My Calendars, and you're going to click on the drop-down arrow and choose Create a New Calendar. And you'll name this one with something appropriate for your class. So Mr. Monahan's class. You don't have to worry about the description because you're going to embed it and share it. This one you are going to make public, so you wouldn't put any private details about students, no names, no pictures, anything like that. But make it public so that people can see the event details. Again, if you have co-teachers, Rotary teachers, and you want to share the calendar, you can definitely add them as editors on your calendar. So we won't do that right now. I'm just going to click on Create Calendar. Question?
So
or?
just put a name in?
Just a name for the calendar and make it public.
Oh.
So share this calendar with others and then make that calendar public and then create the calendar. Okay, you'll get a warning. Say yes, I know, I want it to be public. And you should now see your class calendar appear. So now we want to share that and get it embedded in our blog. So we're going to click on the down arrow beside it, and we're going to go to Calendar Settings.
And then it just posted a blog post.
Nice.
I emailed it.
As you scroll down here, you are going to see Embed this calendar. So you can just take the code like it is, but I like to go in and do a couple of things with it. So I'm going to click on that Customize the color, size, etc. So the first thing that I will do is I know that 800 is too wide for the blog template that I chose, so I'm going to just drop that down to 600. I'm fine with the height being 600. I will call a calendar Mr. Monahan's class, and I'm not going to worry about anything else. Now, one of the nice things is that you have access to other calendars, and sometimes your school will have a Google Calendar, and you can pull that in. In this case, we've all got access to holidays in Canada, so I'm going to add that. And what you see is now that the two calendars will appear together in one space on your blog. So if you have a school where you've got a school calendar, a class calendar, an intramurals calendar, an extracurricular calendar, all of those four calendars can be shared in one space, and you only ever need to update one of the calendars. So you don't have to put all the intramural events on your class calendar. You don't have to put all the school-wide events on your class calendar. So once that's done, just click the Update HTML button, and then all this gobbledygook up in the top here, you can use Control-A or Command-A if you're on a Mac, and then Command-C or Control-C to copy it. And we can go back to our Blogger page. All good so far?
I might need you to go over how to add the Canadian holidays again.
Okay.
I've got it once added, but
So
I have it there.
So to add it, down at the bottom, you've got which calendars you want to display. Oh, yeah. So you're going to start from your class. Did you have to, and then calendar settings, and then you're going to edit this one, customize the color. And down there is where you can select multiple calendars.
Amazing.
Okay, so where do I want to be now to put
You're
it?
in a good spot. Either of those two pages are fine. You may just want to just because I know it's probably apply, change your width to about 600 pixels.
600 by 600?
Yep. You can always go back and change it after. So yeah, once you've got all that done, select all that gobbledygook and copy it, and then jump back to Blogger. Usually I put my calendar in two places, so I'll make a page for it, but I'll also take an agenda view for a little sidebar of my calendar. So we're going to start with the pages. So I will click on Pages on the left side, and I'm going to make a new page, and I will call it Calendar. And rather than typing like normal here, we've got this HTML button. So I'm going to go over to HTML, and I'm going to paste that mess of code that I copied from the Google Calendar page. I can flip back to Compose to see what it looks like. Looks pretty good. And I can click Publish.
So will that automatically give me another button that says Home?
That won't. So that's the tricky part. So yes, if you look at your blog, now that we've got the calendar page there, it doesn't show up with the gadgets we have on here so far. Okay, so I did make a calendar page, it just isn't visible here. So what you'll want to do again is to go back to the design side and look at the layout, and you can drop a Pages gadget right in here at the top, and I like that because I think it looks good. So again, you just click on Add a Gadget and scroll down to Pages, click plus, and we are going to say just leave that the way it is and click Save. So now below my header I see Pages, I click Save Arrangement. If I view my blog, uh-oh, I don't see my calendar. Let's go back and take a look. So we added a navigation button, so we've got Home. We may need to, no, the calendar page is there. Why did it not show up? Edit. Oh, that's why. When it asked me to configure the pages, I didn't select calendar to have it show up. Oops. So once I do that, I click Save, Save Arrangement, and I'll view my blog, and now I've got my calendar page here. 6:30. Oh. I actually need to let my wife know when I'm going to be home.
On this one or this one?
Do it here. So the other thing I like to do is to take this calendar and create an agenda view that I can put on the side of my blog. So if I just change it to 250 by 300, so I went back to the calendar because that page was still up, and I just switched from a month view to an agenda view. So 250 by 300 makes it a nice little gadget that will probably fit in here on the side. And again, I just copy all of that And then I can go back to design. No, we're going to click on Add a Gadget on the right side again. And this time we will look for one that just says text. Or sorry, HTML Java. So we were on the layout page and then add a gadget, and the gadget we want to add is HTML JavaScript. Don't bother with the title, just paste that content in and click Save. And save the arrangement and then refresh your blog. So even on the home page now, you can see what's coming up in your class in a very quick little agenda snapshot. If you don't like the layout, you can drag and drop any of these. So if you want to have followed by email at the top, you can do that. Maybe translate our class links. And just click Save Arrangement when you're done and refresh your page. So you can spend hours and hours playing. She had the holidays and you didn't.
But to this, I may not have. Because that's what I had before. So here, and yeah.
Okay, so
It's the old code.
yeah, change that to like 300 or something, the width. Or even 200, 250, I think I put by now.
This was 250 by 300.
Copy that code. See that, go to design, and edit for your HTML. And then just delete all that. And save it. And save it. And take a look at your blog and refresh it.
Is it possible to adjust the order that these are in?
Yep, just drag and drop.
Oh, okay.
All right, save arrangements. I think the other thing that I should probably do is just go through some of the features in blog posts. So I'm going to do another new post here. This is my second post. Here's how to insert a picture. So just like Word, just like every other text editor you use, you've got a little button here that says Insert an Image. When you click on it, it will give you a variety of choices, including upload them. So if you've got files on your computer, you can go ahead and grab those. Those are movie files. I gotta find just a straight picture file. Let's grab, how about that one? Emmett from the Lego Movie. So we upload that. And when it's ready, we just click on Add Selected, and it will resize it for you. Notice that when you click on the picture, you get lots of options for resizing it, making it appear where you'd like. You can add, when it's on the left side, text will wrap around the picture. The other thing that you'll probably want to be able to do is to put hyperlinks into your blog. So this link will take you to teaching kids news, and we'll make it look pretty. we'll spell it properly as well. So a really good idea when you're putting in links, and especially to sites like Teaching Kids News, is to link to the direct story you want. teachingkidsnews.com. So if you just send kids to Teaching Kids News, it will take them here. If you have a specific article that you want them to read, get the URL for that article. So I'm going to copy this big long URL, and I will jump back to my blog. I highlight the text that I want to become a link. I click on the link button, and I paste the address. The only other thing that I do on this page is I tend to use this, open this link in a new window. And especially with primary students, they just get click happy, and they click about 60 things, and you have no idea of where they are. It makes it really nice when you can just close the tab and have them come back to your blog page. So I'll click OK, and that's done. I can publish it, and I can refresh my blog to see it. Excuse me. And there it is, ready to go on my blog. Now, of course, with a blog, you want to be careful not to post pictures of students or student work without parent permission. If you've done something as a class, as an exemplar, that's fine to post up there, but don't take student work and post it without written, I would suggest, parent permission. I guess the last thing here that I would say we should pay attention to is the ability to add labels. And labels can be handy if you want a quick way for parents or students to sort through your blog. So if this was a post about math, I could add a math label to it. You can have multiple labels. I will update that post. And right now on my blog, I don't have anything over here that will allow me to quickly filter through the labels. But if I, again, go back to layout, add a gadget, and look for labels here, and I'll just leave it the way it is, click Save, and save the arrangement, refresh my blog. These labels will allow you to quickly filter by the different subjects that you teach. So if I click on math, I will only get posts that are labeled with math. If I want to go back to my home page and see all the posts, I just click on the button to do that. So that can be really helpful just to help you narrow down what's on your blog.
And how do you tag a post with a label?
So when you go to make a new post, you just click the label button on the side, and it can be language. You can have multiple labels, and you can set them up any way you want. Post number 3 is just a title, but it automatically adds those new labels to my blog. Other than, I mean, the big thing is getting the security settings. So posts and comments, turning off that comment access so you don't have students and parents writing things in your blog and that getting out publicly without your say-so. You know, as you get more comfortable blogging, you may want to allow moderated comments on your blog. It's totally up to you. But the template and the layout, you can spend a lot of time playing with. All of these elements can be moved around so that you can change the layout anytime you'd like. Yeah. Actually, one thing that many teachers don't like, again, we're in the layout page, under blog posts here, there are links to different share buttons, and a lot of teachers don't like having those on, so it's just a matter of untick. I mean, your blog is still public. Anybody who finds it can share it, but it just makes it not so easy. So blog posts, edit, and then show share buttons. I untick that. And I think that's it, at least for the streaming YouTube feed. I'm more than happy to help out if you run into an issue. Hey, nobody's watching. Wonderful. But you can definitely feel free to get in contact with me if you've got any questions about your blog. I will do my best to try and help you out. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope it wasn't a massive fail, and we'll try this again sometime.